Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here this evening. One of those nights sometimes I'm out maybe doing a little karaoke, doing a little something to bring a little excitement in my life. But I'm going through some obstacles right now that will not permit me to enjoy that little small pleasure. But one pleasure I always get, and that's having the ability to be here to speak to you about things that I have been given information towards. Like my, hold up, something taking place here. Must be another one down here. Oh, maybe that one. It's causing some problems. All right, here we go. You know, I'm always thinking about us, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's my life's work. And as I was saying, I go through some stuff. I even put myself in positions to go through stuff where at other times I would never have permitted myself to go through the kind of changes that I go through. But envisioning a different path, making steps toward a new objective, then I see things that require some speaking out to, especially if it requires others to participate in order for causing a manifestation thereof. And so I go through some stuff. I know what we don't want to go through because I don't want to go through, but I'm going through. So it allows me to recognize why I'm going through and what I can do to change things or what needs to be done for things to be changed. And then I can come back and rap to you and tell us what we must do. So I just made a couple of notes here that I wanted to address for some reason, and maybe I could sleep a little more comfortable tonight. And I was thinking about people passing laws. You know, they were talking about in the state of Arkansas, the new governor. I think they talking about everybody's talking about serving the people, but the first thing they want to do when they get back, get in power, is start passing laws that would tie other people's hand to something that the ones who's passing the laws want done, and whatever it is that they want done is a benefit for those who pass the laws, and it works against those who have to follow the laws. So passing laws are sometimes to force people to do the right action. Sometimes passing laws are to force people to do things that are not so proper, that you don't call it right. Actions that bring pain and suffering to others is an improper action. You know, you might want to question, well, what's the right action? If it causes pain and suffering to others, it's improper. But action that brings relief to others is proper. And now, for an example, laws that complicate voting. You know what voting is for. Everybody get a chance to participate, to have a voice in whatever the situation might be. And so that voting allows you to have that voice. But when you try to complicate that, you're trying to deny the voice of others. And to do such is improper. It causes pain. It causes suffering to others. And there are laws that are passed to enhance, or let's say, voting, which means that you eliminate all the obstacles that are there that would prevent people from voting, giving them the opportunity to exercise their voice. So we got the laws now that are working for the proper reasons and laws that are not. The laws that work for the proper reason are consistent with that which is about life, and those laws that work against that are consistent with all of that which we consider as being anti-life. Now, another example that crossed my mind, something that we have been dealing with most recently, and had to do with abortion. And you know, for the way we were brought up, you got people believing in abortion. You got people for whatever their reasons might be. And there might be any number of reasons. You know what some of them are. Then there are those who do not believe in abortion. And you know what those reasons are. And they are many reasons. But the situation becomes, if a law is passed that serves those who are against abortion and force those who are not and have a situation, an occurrence that would permit them to perhaps pursue an abortion. But they are denied that abortion. You know, if you've heard some reasons why people might want an abortion. You know, some people say they might get raped, or they might have got pregnant by someone that they don't want to be pregnant by, and so it might have something to do with their health as well. But whatever it is, they want an abortion. But people have passed a law that says you can't not get this abortion. Now, if that is the case, anybody that is forced to have an abortion when they choose not to, then by having that abortion, the state, the one who has imposed a law that says this child must be born, once that child is born, or even from the point that that child is being, that parent is being denied an abortion, then the state becomes the one that is to prepare this kid for life. That means after this kid is born, they're responsible to make sure this kid never have to suffer for food. They have to make sure that this kid never have to suffer for clothing. This kid never have to suffer for housing. This kid never have to suffer for education or health care. The state takes on that responsibility when they pass a law that imposes their will on another person. I just thought I'd share that with you. I know many of you might disagree with it, but I just want to throw that out. Another thing I want to share with you is this, ladies and gentlemen. We can and we must change our outlook about death. I keep hearing people talk about death, and well, you know, I'm getting on up there in the years when death ain't that far away. So I might be focusing on it a little bit myself. But anyway, we must change our outlook about death. Now, I think that it is a common thing that we fear about death. And that's common, might be the unknowing or the possible sickness. A lot of people go through a lot of sickness when it comes down to death, and the loss at the end. But to change our outlook about death, we must first change our outlook about life. We must be free, be who we are, do what we must do, be good, unapologetic, no shame, give the fullness of yourselves and receive all there is that's coming back. Live now, looking forward to your next station. Let me say that again. Live now, looking forward to your next station. You see, death is a time to celebrate your living and your send-off. I want you to see it differently than we have in the past. Each person transitioning for death welcomes the advancement of euthanasia. It allows for the bypass of this pain and suffering that many people endure before death comes. And by utilizing euthanasia, you can bypass again all of the suffering that people endure hanging on to life. Now, I have just shared with you, ladies and gentlemen, a whole perspective about your living. And I know many of you are saying I talk crazy because things are not like that, and they aren't. And the system in which we operate in and under today will not permit that, except you supposedly having basic rights, a voice, democracy. If it's at all real, then you should be able to exercise the principles of it to create the kind of system that you want. Now, I admit the system that we live under today was given to us and is as old as this nation. I don't care how The baby that's born a few minutes from now is born into a system that is as old as this nation. And it has nothing to do about to do with that liberation that basic human rights is all about. And so, ladies and gentlemen, these things are not just going to happen. Nobody's going to fall out the sky and fix it for you. No white person, black person, man or woman, American or other, is going to come up with a solution that's going to resolve the problems that we have. These problems are only going to be resolved when individual by individual change their mind. You no need of waiting on the masses. I'm going to change my mind when we all think the same. Then you'll never change your mind. Changing your mind is the only mind you got any control over. So you change your mind. And once you change your mind, everybody will see you ain't playing. That might encourage them to change their mind. But everybody playing games. And this is why we're sitting here today suffering. This is why today we're sitting here with the cards we're being dealt. And if you're a man or somebody that's real, then you deal with the cards you've been dealt. Don't get mad and angry and want to start hating. You get mad and angry and start making sure that the things that's supposed to be done are done. And then, what you're doing at that time is you're living your life. And you're preparing for the next station. You understand? Well, I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for giving this your moment to this basic human rights message. Until next time, Eddie Marcus say goodbye for now.